So it's like, so this style of relationships is like a revolutionary way of having relationships with people. Instead of, it's like divorcing any expectation. So even polyamory goes against this.
This is just annoying to me.
I think they're just titling it now, which is a contradiction.
We know anarchy is like anti-establishment.
And yeah, that's
Oh
what it
my
is.
God. But then here we go with another movement.
Previously on the Mature Topics podcast, relationship anarchy, right? Let me scroll down. So relationship anarchy is a style of interreliance built on choice rather than social expectations and externally imposed obligations, right? So here's God's example of this person. I guess we could read her example. It says, when I meet a new person, I don't have predetermined slots of how they fit into my life. It can evolve on its own, not necessarily influenced by the relationships I already have. It's not just about my closest relationships, but how I interact with all humans. So it's like, so this style of relationships is like a revolutionary way of having relationships with people. So instead of, it's like divorcing any role, any expectation, right? Any title. So even polyamory goes against this. Even polygamy, right? It's about, like, well, we know anarchy is like anti-establishment, control, authority, going against authority, right? So relationship anarchy is the same way. It's like, we don't want to be married, we don't want to be called boyfriend, girlfriend, we don't want to be called polyamorous, we don't want to have no expectations. We want this to be spontaneous, right? We want this to be whatever free flowing type of thing it can be without any restrictions or titles. Right. So this is what, and then the lady who put this together, who coined this, is a lady. Her name is Andy Nordgreen, and she wrote the manifesto. I actually got the manifesto here. So this is the manifesto. Um, Love is abundant, and every relationship is unique. And it says, relationship anarchy questions the idea that love is a limited resource, that it can only be real if restricted to a couple. You have the capacity to love more than one person and in one relationship. And the love felt for that person does not have to diminish the love felt for another. Don't rank and compare. And it says, hold on, don't rank and compare people and relationships. Cherish the individual and your connection to them. One person in your life does not need to be named primary for the relationship to be real. Each relationship is independent and a relationship between autonomous individuals, right? And I'm gonna read it all, but it's kind of like I said, free flowing, devoid of titles, devoid of responsibility, or just any like type of obligation, right? Just let it flow until it doesn't, kind of, right? And they have a bunch of, this is a whole nother thing, this heterosexism thing. I don't even want to get into that. But yeah, it's just some free flowing stuff. And yeah, I'll put the link in the description to anybody who wants to actually go through all of this. But and based on what we talked about, Launch, like we talked about arranged marriage and love marriages, and we said that love marriages don't work, or they are you know they leave you at a disadvantage, because at least in America we don't have the standards that Indians have with their arranged marriage, right? So what do you think? Do you think that for those who, I'm gonna say, for those who may struggle with these love relationships, do you think that this is an alternative or a better choice? Like, what is your thoughts on that?
I think people are already doing this. They're already, having sexual relationships with people and clearly defining their own terms of just going with the flow. You have something called friends with benefits. That is my perspective on the situation, which already falls in line with relationship anarchy. It's non-committal, you can pretty much flow how you want, where you want, when you want. So I think we already have this.
You think that we already have this?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I mean, well, technically, friends with benefits, like I told you, it would not fall under it because it's a title. So they are devoid of.
Okay, but relationship anarchy, they will call themselves relationship anarchists, which is a title.
Right. That's the contradiction. We definitely pointed that out.
Right. So that is a huge contradiction. So again, like there is a title with that.
So look, you see here,
it's called relationship anarchist. Like people, and that's my frustration. Like people are always trying to carve their own individual niche and
right. But look,
Mm-hmm.
it says relationship anarchy is the application of anarchist principles to intimate relationships. It values include autonomy and see that anti-hierarchical practices. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Lack of state control, anti-normativity, and community interdependence. RA is explicitly anti. Oh, say that for me. I'm about to butcher that. I don't want to butcher it. What is it?
Well, hold on a second.
Normative. Yeah. Okay. And anti.
Mononormative.
Right. And it's commonly, but not always, non-monogamous. Right. So it could be monogamous, but it's no title. This is distinct from polyamory, solo poly, swinging, and other forms of dating, which may include structures such as the word you just said it, hierarchy of intimate relationships, and autonomy limiting rules. It's also been interpreted as a new paradigm in which closeness and autonomy are no longer considered dilemmas with a relationship. So you see the standard stuff there? They're saying that
this is just annoying to me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is a popularized term in her 2012 Tumblr essay. Like,
yeah, so this lady right here, Andy.
It's just basically defining, like Lauren said, what everyone is already doing. They just
they're putting word to it. Like
that's all. It's just they didn't have a word for it before, and now they're saying, yeah, that's what it is.
Oh my God. But then here we go with another movement. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm a relationship anarchist. And then now it's like thousands, it's a legion of people. You know what I mean? Trying to create some sort of significance over something that they are already naturally doing. Like people literally are already doing this.
I think they're just titling it now, which is a contradiction, so that they can have some type of validation for their
That's
fuckery.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yes, validation, Kimmy.
I give you that. That's
so
a good
point. You knew I was a relationship anarchist when you met me.
That's a great point. Like once you put the title relationship anarchist on it, you're now giving it
it's a thing, right?
It's a thing
now you're not so quote unquote weird, or now you're not so different, or what's wrong with you? It's not. I'm a relationship anarchist. You knew that. I don't want to do nothing. I go with the flow. I don't want to. But they saying that shit already.
and people are impressionable. Mm-hmm. And people are sheep.
Yes.
So then they start, falling in line with this. Mm-hmm. And suddenly now, like the fabric, here's yet another knife tearing the fabric of what we should be focused on, which is, you know what I'm saying? Like joining forces, being honest.
These are scenes from the previous episode in the Mature Topics podcast. Subscribe and watch it now on the Koron Pierre YouTube channel. Hit that bell icon so you get all your notifications. And like the video so more people can see the video. Thank you for watching the video. If you really enjoy the content, why don't you take the time to subscribe to the channel? Hit that bell icon so you get all your notifications. And then like the video so more cool people can check out the video. And listen, you can also show your support by sending a Cash App, Koron Pierre, $, Cash App. You know how to do it. Also, you can go to the PayPal and support that way as well. The link's in the description. We also are Amazon affiliates. That's another way you can support. Now, listen, we have one of the hottest podcasts. That's why I got this up behind me. Look at this, the Mature Topics Podcast. We go live each and every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have one of the livest discussions on the internet because we talk about those topics that are uncomfortable, that are needed to talk about. We learn things, we connect with experts and advocates, people with experience. So we don't just have a bunch of people just making things up. Listen, this is one of the most important podcasts based off the content and the conversations. I think you will enjoy it. You need to be there each and every Thursday. That's all for this video. Until next time, stay blessed.